Hi students, today in this video we go for the third and the last part of the chapter number 5. The name of the chapter is The Summit Within. So in the second part we saw that Major Ahupalya questioned himself that why I climb Everest, and he not satisfied with his answer that it is not final answer that we give like these questions, that why we climb a mountain and why we breathe and why we help our neighbors. So these questions are not these questions are difficult to answer. So now we see the third part of this story, and here is the first paragraph of the third part of the chapter. The physical conquest of a mountain is only one part of the achievement. Here the poet says, the writer says that the physical conquest means victory of a mountain is only one part. It is the part of achievement. It is not a full achievement. It is not full success. It is only one part. There is more to it than that. It is more. It is more success that we have to achieve. It is not only physical conquest, it is followed by a sense of fulfillment. The conquest of a mountain is followed by a sense of fulfillment, means full satisfaction, followed by it gives a sense of fulfillment, much satisfaction. There is the satisfaction of a deep urge to rise above one's surroundings. There is the satisfaction, deep urge means deep desire, deep wish to rise above one's surrounding, means humans surrounding. We have to rise upon our surroundings. So this is the satisfaction of the man, that after the climbing the mountain. It is the internal love for adventure in man. Eternal means endless love for adventure in man. The experience is not merely physical. Here writer want to say that the experience to climb Everest is not only physical. It is emotional, it is spiritual. It touches our mind. It touches our emotions. So it is not only physical exercise, it is emotional and spiritual experience to us. So this is the first paragraph, and now we go for the next. And here is the next paragraph, that consider a typical climb towards the summit on the last heights. Consider a typical climb means here the writer described that how what happened when we reached at near the summit at the last heights. You are sharing a rope with another climber. Here you are sharing one rope with another climber, another partner. You form in. Form in means make yourself firm, make a fix. He cuts the steps in the hard ice. He cuts the steps means in the hard ice. The path is covered with ice, and you have to cut the steps in the hard ice. Then he belays, and you inch your way up. Then he belays means he fixes in a rope, and then you inch your way up, means you go upside. The climb is grim. Here the meaning of grim is difficult, tough. The climbing of Everest is very tough. You strain every nerve as you take every step. You strain means, here the meaning of strain is overtax every nerve. As you take every step, you become nervous. Famous climbers have left records of the help given by others. Famous climbers of Everest have left records. They have already left records that they mentioned that we took help by others. They have also recorded how they needed just that help, and they also specified that how they needed just that help, that how difficult it is, else they might have given up. If they not took the help of others, then they have given up. they could not climb the Everest. Breathing is difficult. At the when we reached at the near of the summit, then our breathing is take breath is very difficult. You curse yourself, you blame yourself for having let yourself in for this. You blame yourself that why I climbed, why I came here. You wonder why you ever undertook the ascent. Ascent means climb. You wonder, you imagine, and you surprise that why you doing this activity, why you ever undertook the ascent means climb. There are moments when you feel like going back. Some moments are very makes you fed up and you feel that I have going backside. It would be sheer relief to go down. Sheer means simple. It would be simple that you go down from the climbing instead of up. Instead of going upside, you came down. It is very simple to go backside, but almost at once you snap out of that mood. Snap out means you break out. If you break out from that nervous mood, there is something in you that does not let you give up. There is something in you power that does not let you to give up, that don't fed up. So this is the half line, and we complete it by the next page. So we see now the next page, and here is the next page that there is something in you that does not let you give up the struggle. Something in you means something, some power is in you that not let not give up from this struggle, and you go on, you carry on, and you go on upside. Your companion keeps up with you. Your companion remains with you. Just another 50 feet or 100 maybe. Maybe your companion away from the 50 feet or the 100 feet from you. Maybe. You ask yourself, is there no end? You ask yourself that is there no end of this climbing? You look at your companion and he looks at you. You both are looking to each other. You draw inspiration from each other. You can get inspiration from each other, both of you. And then without first being aware of it, you are at the summit. And in few moments you can go. You reached at the summit. And now we see the next paragraph that looking round from the summit, you tell yourself that it was worthwhile. Now you reached at the summit, and looking round from the summit, that from the summit you tell yourself that it was worthwhile, means it was very valuable, very wealthy, very worthy. Other silver peaks appear through the clouds, other silvery peaks. Here some peaks are around that summit, and they look like silvery, means they are in silver color, and they appear through the clouds, means they passes through the clouds. If you are lucky, the sun may be on them. If you are lucky at that time, that if you reached at the sun shining time, then you see that sun may be on them, on the peaks. The surrounding peaks look like a jeweled necklace around the neck of your summit. Here the surrounding peak of the summit of Everest look like a jeweled necklace around the neck of your summit, means when you reach that summit and you see around it, then you see that one necklace of peaks surrounding is there, and it is the jeweled necklace around the neck of your summit. Below you see vast valleys sloping into the distance, and downside what you see, that vast valleys, deep valleys are there, and into the distance, means there are valleys to some distance, and sloping means lying there. It is an ennobling, enriching experience to just look down from the summit. It is very noble and enriched, and enriching means very rich experience to just look down from the summit of a mountain, and it is very great experience. You bow down and make your obeisance to whichever god you worship. You bow down means you bow your head and make your obeisance. Obeisance means show your obeisance or submission, show your respect to the god that you worship. If you worship Ma Durga, Guru Nanak, if you worship Jesus Christ, then you bow down, bow your head to God that whatever I get, that at the summit I feel very respectful and very noble feeling. So here the writer says that reaching at the summit is very great experience and it enriched our inner mind and our inner soul. So we can bow down, bow our head to the God that we worship. And now we go for the next paragraph. And here is the next paragraph that I left on Everest a picture of Guru Nanak. Here I means the writer. Writer left a picture of Guru Nanak on the Everest. Rawat left a picture of goddess Durga. Rawat, his companion, his partner, left a picture of goddess Durga. Phudorji left a relic of the Buddha. Relic means monument. And Phudorji was also his companion and he left a relic means monument of Buddha, Gautam Buddha. Edmund Hillary had buried a cross under a cairn. Cairn means a heap of rocks and stones in the snow. And Edmund Hillary was also his companion and he did that he buried. Buried means he pressed a cross under a cairn. Cairn means a heap of rocks and stones in the snow. He made a print of cross under a cairn. These are not symbols of conquest but of reverence. So these pictures and this relic and this cross are not symbols of conquest, means not symbols of victory, but they are symbols of reverence. Reverence means believe in God. Reverence means respect. They are symbol of respect to God. So they left one picture or one monument of God on the Everest. So now we go for the next paragraph. And here is the next paragraph, that the experience of having climbed to the summit changes you completely. You change completely by if you climb to the summit. There is another summit. Here the writer says that there is another summit. We saw that the writer compared the summit of mind and summit of Everest. Both are same to difficult. Same to climb, difficult to climb. So here the writer repeated this, that there is another summit. It is within yourself and it is inside you. It is in your own mind. It is the summit of your own mind. Each man carries within himself his own mountain peak. Each man has his own mountain peak, like mountain. And like an Everest, he must climb it to reach to a fuller knowledge of himself, and he must climb to reach that summit of mind by knowing himself, by knowing fully himself. It is fearful and unscalable. Unscalable means it is not easy to climb, and it is very fearful. It is not easy and it is not simple. It is very tragic. It cannot be climbed by anyone else. It cannot be climbed by anyone else means we can't depend on others by this to do this. That if you want to climb our mind of summit, then you yourself have to do it. You yourself means it. It is our duty to climb the summit of mind by ourselves. The physical act of climbing to the summit of a mountain. The physical exercise, here the writer says that the physical exercise of climbing to the summit of a mountain means now we complete the line by the next page. And here you see that one picture is given in this page, and this picture of the author and Phudarji on the summit of Mount Everest. They reached on the summit of Mount Everest, and one is the author, means the writer, H.P.S. Ahluwalia, and second person is Phudarji, his companion. Both are on the summit of the Everest. You can observe this picture from the page number 78 of your Honeydew textbook. And now we go for the next page. And here is the next page, that the physical act of climbing to the summit of a mountain outside is akin to the act of climbing the mountain within. Here the writer said that the climbing of mountain outside means climbing of Everest and climbing of mind of summit of mind. It both are similar. What akin means both are same. The effects of both the climbs are the same. The both climbing, that the summit of mind and climbing of Everest, they are same difficult to climb. Whether the mountain you climb is physical or emotional and spiritual, the climb will certainly change you. Whether the climbing of summit of mind or summit of Everest means whether maybe it physical or emotional or spiritual, but the climbing will certainly changes you. It teaches you much about the world and about yourself. It teaches you the climbing of Everest and the climbing of summit of mind. It teaches you that much about the world, about the outside world, and about yourself, means inside, about your inner soul. So these both are difficult to climb, and both the effect of both climbings are same. And now we go for the last paragraph of this chapter, that I venture to think that my experience as an Everester has provided me with the inspiration to face life's ordeal resolutely. Here the writer submitted that the climbing of Everest has provided me an inspiration, and I venture means I dare to think that it give me inspiration to face life's ordeals, means life's problems, struggle. Resolutely means with determination. I face the life's problem with determination and firmness after climbing the summit. Climbing the mountain was a worthwhile experience. The climbing of mountain Everest, it was a worthwhile, means very valuable experience. The conquest of the internal summit is equally worthwhile. Here, the climbing of Mount Everest and the climbing of internal summit both are equally valuable. The internal summits are perhaps higher than Everest. Here, the writer submits that the internal means the mind of summit, the summit of mind is more higher than the summit of Everest. So here. In this chapter, the writer says that to climb Mount Everest or to climb summit of mind, both are same, both are difficult to climb, and we have to climb our summit of mind so we get success in our life. And here the poet described that how he climbed the Everest, and after climbing the Everest he got inspiration to face his life's problems with determination. So this is the story, the summit within. I hope you understood the story very, very well, and you have to read this story from your Honeydew textbook. And the writer of this story is H.P.S. Ahluwalia, the major. And in the next video we will see the meaning words of this story. Thank you.